What's going on, CKids? My name is Mr. Jack, and welcome back to our online experience. This week, we're continuing our series called Focus on Faith, and we're gonna look at the story of a man named Saul. But before we get started with that, guys, I wanna show you our challenge video. What's going on, CKids? Welcome back to another challenge video today.
It's the Sauna Challenge, quarantine edition. Sauna Challenge. This time we made sure no one else was here, so
Nobody's here.
Disturb us. What were we up? 16 hours in?
We were 7 hours in last
7
time.
hours, and we gotta do this for 24 hours again.
24
Guys,
hours.
I don't know if you know how long. Do you know how long 24 hours is?
I think it's like almost a day. All right, so guys, we are gonna be in here for 24 hours. We got some stuff to keep us busy. So Bobby, before we get started, I want to make sure that I want to make sure that we're safe.
Oh yeah.
I brought you a life jacket.
Because you never know what can happen in a sauna.
What do you?
Good. All right, we're at hour number uno.
Wait, it's only been an hour?
It's only been an hour, and that's what the watch says. Look, 1 hour. Let's close this. I don't want the freaking in there. Here you go. One, two, three, four. It's a sauna
challenge, quarantine.
Oh! Sauna challenge, quarantine edition.
All right, I'm gonna take a nap.
We're at hour number two.
Hour number 2. Oh, Bobby, I brought us something else to keep us warm while we take a nap.
I'm kind of chilly. I'm not going.
There's some blankets.
Oh, you got me a blanket.
Yep.
Comfy. Well, it
Yeah.
kind of hurts a little bit if you put your face on it.
Yeah,
But that's fine.
Don't do that. All right.
It's the Sauna Challenge, quarantine edition.
Oh,
Ow!
were you singing in your sleep?
No. What hour are we on?
Oh my gosh. We're on hour 9.
Hour 9? It's only been 9. I thought.
Hour 9.
So we have 3 hours left?
No. 3 plus 12. I think that's 6.
15? I got an idea.
All right, what do you got?
I have a science project that
You have a science project?
Yeah. Water.
Whoa. Oh!
Okay, so here's the thing. You want to fill it with room temperature water, and you're supposed to put in correct measurements, but it's the sauna challenge. We don't play by the rules. Okay, and then
So Bobby, show us what you're doing exactly.
so I'm gonna get this cornstarch.
Okay.
I'm gonna just pour it in. So what happens is all of the cornstarch shrinks to the bottom, and it makes a layer that's like this, all the way under the water. Did Jack leave? Jack!
Ah!
What are you doing on the floor?
The floor is up there.
That's the ceiling, bro. We're on hour 22.
We need to get out of here.
2 more hours left.
We need to get out of here.
2 more hours.
Bobby, I'm taking off the life jacket.
Oh, yeah, I think we're safe.
Ah! What was that?
What? Just go back to sleep.
Did you hear that?
No, you're fine.
Bobby, did you hear that?
No, you're fine. You can go back to sleep.
Ah!
What?
What's that?
What are you talking
Bobby, I think I'm going crazy.
Jackie, just go to sleep. It's fine.
Ah! How many hours has it been?
My watch is dead.
Bobby, it's been 24 hours.
Yay.
Bobby, you're supposed to be excited. It's the sauna challenge. Quarantine.
Ow, you bit my finger.
We did it.
You sleep.
Thank you so much for watching this video. We're gonna turn it on over to our trivia question.
Put on CKids, my name is Miss Lexi. Thank you so much for joining us for another week. Our trivia question for this week goes like this. When did Saul become blind? Was it A, after he ate a nasty hot dog, B, after someone told him that Jesus was alive? C, after he saw Jesus for himself? Or D, after someone threw sand in his eyes? Leave a comment below and let us know what you think the answer is. Listen real close to our Bible story to figure out the answer. We're going to go into a time of worship now. If you know it, don't be afraid to sing along.
If anyone was set up for a good life, it was Saul. Although Saul's family was Jewish, he was actually born a Roman citizen. Did you know that he had more than one name? As a young man, Saul was sent to Jerusalem to study with a rabbi. Saul became a Pharisee, just like his father before him, and he studied God's law and he prayed every day, 3 times a day. And like a lot of the other religious leaders in Jerusalem, Saul was kind of caught off guard by this whole Jesus thing and his followers. He didn't quite know what to make of it, and he certainly didn't believe it. But even though a lot of the other religious leaders were against it, the number of Jesus's followers, even after his death, began to grow and grow and grow. The religious leaders in Jerusalem did everything to try to stop this movement of followers. They even arrested one of the leaders, a man named Stephen. And after telling lies about him, they took Stephen and they drug him outside of the city walls. And those who dragged him outside picked up heavy stones and kept throwing them at Stephen. And Saul just stood by and watched. The men threw so many stones at Stephen that eventually he was killed. Now, Saul quickly became known as the man who would hunt down Jesus' followers. He didn't like what they stood for, and he was going to make sure that they could not continue preaching the word of Jesus. Saul sent out to a city named Damascus, where he met with the high priest, asking him for permission to go into the city and find all of those people who were following Jesus. The high priest gave Saul his blessing to go into the town of Damascus and actually arrest those people who were followers and believers of Jesus. After days on the road and being very tired, they finally arrived right outside of the city walls, and all of the men were ready to rush in. But Saul stopped and prayed, just like he did 3 times a day, every day. He turned towards Jerusalem and prayed to God, thinking that God would give him all of the confidence he needed to find these people and arrest them. Suddenly, a light more brilliant than the brightest sunny day came crashing down on Saul, and it was so bright he staggered and closed his eyes and fell to the ground. Saul gasped. He didn't know what was happening. It was feeling like the whole earth was shaking beneath his feet, and he couldn't see a thing. The men who were around Saul stared at him. They were confused. They were scared. They didn't see the bright light like Saul did. They just saw him on the ground with his eyes closed and his hands over his face. The one thing they did hear was a really loud rumble, almost like the biggest clap of thunder you've ever heard. Finally, it stopped and Saul got to his feet and he opened his eyes and he saw nothing. He just saw darkness. Saul was blind. Saul's men took his hands and they led him, since he couldn't see, into the town of Damascus. And when they got there, they stayed at a home of a man named Judas. For 3 days, Saul wrestled with himself and had conversations with God. He was so confused. The very followers he was after, maybe they were right. Jesus had come and spoken directly to him. All of this time he thought that Jesus was dead, and actually he learned Jesus was really alive. And now being blind, well, Saul began to see things in a whole new light. Definitely a better one.
Saul had come face to face with someone he thought for sure was dead, but he obviously wasn't. This changed everything for Saul, and the main takeaway of this story is that knowing Jesus changes the way we see everything. The story doesn't end there, guys. Saul has so much more to show us about faith. And I hope you guys will join us next week so we can finish up that story and our series, Focus on Faith. See you guys next week.
Hey, thanks for checking out this week's video. This month, we're actually giving away a pizza party delivered straight to your house. That's right, a pizza party delivered straight to your home that you can enjoy with your family. All that you have to do to enter is to follow us on social media at CKids.cc, and of course, fill out the weekly activity guide that you'll have following each and every one of our videos this month. Good luck!